Hey, 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 Grande Alive! This is your weekly Newsish Roundup brought to you by Grande Hospital, Northwest Furniture and Mattress, Anything2Digital.com, and Direct Music Source. And here we are, just thinking the worst of the snow is over when, bam, the worst storm since the movie Twister. The worst storm since the Stormtroopers in Star Wars. The worst storm since Halle Berry in X-Men. And that was bad. And while we're talking about cold things not conducive to your health or comfort, let's talk about avalanches. Last year, 6 people died in avalanche-related accidents, according to the American Avalanche Association. It's very easy to get caught in one, especially if you don't know what signs to look for. But if you're one of those avalanche-ignorant ice lovers that subsist off of powder days and downhill thrills, this weekend at the Backcountry Festival in the Grande, Oregon, you'll get the opportunity to learn why exactly being in the snow about avalanches and winter safety is so important, plus to learn some helpful tips about how to stay safe while out in the snow.
Anytime we're going out in the mountains, whether we're snowmobiling, snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, backcountry skiing, if we're in and around that avalanche terrain, that's terrain greater than 30 degrees, there's a chance that we could become involved in an avalanche. For me, when I'm taking folks out, whether it's, on a Denali expedition or skiing or whatever it might be, it's taking them away from partly their comfort zone and what they're used to and exposing them to kind of the raw, real elements of being outdoors and just watching them disconnect from life back at home or their computer and cell phone and just live in the moment and be in the mountains breathing that fresh air. As the director of the Avalanche Center, our main purpose is to provide quality information for folks to keep them safe while they're out recreating in the mountains during the wintertime. So every Thursday there's a written advisory that's posted online at our website, WillowAvalancheCenter.org, and that's going to give you some basic information of your current avalanche problems, things that you should be aware of and looking for when you go out into the mountains. It's also going to talk about the current conditions, what you're likely to see for weather and temps and winds, snowfall, and what's happened over the course of the past week. Because this snowpack is ever changing. There's so many different elements, whether it be the wind, it could be the sun, it could be the air temperature. All these different things factor in to how strong or weak that snowpack is. Backcountry Festival, this is the 5th year. This year it's 3 days long, so it starts out this Friday, the 19th, at the Art Center in Grande, and we're having some films. There's also going to be a raffle, live auction. We'll have some beer and food there as well. So anybody who's interested is welcome to come down. You don't have to be a backcountry skier, just outdoor enthusiast, someone who wants to help support the Avalanche Center, watch some cool ski films, hang out, enjoy a nice night in Grande. We really also appreciate any observations. And so if you go out and you see some natural avalanche activity or things that you think others would benefit from, feel free. It's really easy. You can just fill out a quickie form on there and submit some photos if you've taken them. And the only bad observation is the one you didn't share.
Passes are $5 a pop, and the festival kicks off at 7 p.m. Friday night. So strap on your skis and pull out your pocketbooks, please, and head over to the Backcountry Festival in Grande only this weekend. The rest of the times and more information can be found on their website, which is located in the description of this video. This title story was brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress. Want a couch? How about a chair or a mattress? At Northwest Furniture and Mattress in Grande, they have them. Just don't die trying to carry it to your car on the ice. On second thought, maybe buying a couch right now isn't the best idea. This just in, Northwest Furniture and Mattress is now open on all non-stormy days in La Grande, if we ever get another one of those again. So you know those little things you pass by and never see these days because, well, because they're covered with snow? Fire hydrants. And here's some insider knowledge about those hydrants. They're useless when they're covered in snow. And even if they're partially exposed, according to the Observer newspaper, when a firefighter attaches a hose to it, if the hose has any sort of bump or incline because of the snow, the water pressure is severely reduced and the ability of the firefighter to, well, fight is inhibited. But you La Grande Alive, can do something about this. So strap on your parkas and tie your comforter around your neck like a cape, La Grande Alive. You can be a bona fide local winter superhero if you choose to adopt one of these poor little things and rescue them from the clutches of the evil winter. Here's what you do. Just grab a shovel, tromp out to the location under the snow where you know a hydrant exists and dig it out. It's a great service to do for our local firefighters, and ultimately, in a game such as firefighting where seconds matter when they're trying to put a fire out, you may end up saving your own life or livelihood or that of someone else. That being said, after you're done with fire hydrants, stop there. Don't go around and start trying to dig out other things. Vigilantism only goes so far. Nobody wants to find you buried beneath, say, a windmill or something, dead with a broken shovel in your hand. So, what else is going on this weekend? Well, the Eagle Cap Extreme Dogsled race is going on just outside of Joseph in Wallowa County. Now, the start of the race is done. You missed it. It was Thursday at 1 p.m. But if you're interested in seeing some tired, hungry doggies and their icicle-bearded mushers cross the finish line, head up to Fergie Ski Area just south of Joseph for the crossing of the finish line this Friday and the banquet at the Joseph Community Center on Saturday night at 5:30 p.m. Now, back after a month of winter automobile catastrophes, it's Grand Film Reviews with Jeannie, Josh, and Bridger.
I'm Josh Byers.
And I'm Jeannie Nickel.
We're doing things a little differently this week for Grand Film Reviews.
Starting now, we'll be reviewing relevant films for this year's Academy Awards.
And we'll be releasing a discussion on an Oscar film every week until the big event itself.
First up, the focus of today's review is Fences, a film adaptation of August Wilson's 1987 Pulitzer Prize-winning drama.
Set in the 1950s, Fences explores the evolving African-American experience and examines race relations, among other themes like family and masculinity.
Let's jump in.
Where, Corey? I want him to help me with this fence.
He got recruited by a college football team.
It ain't gonna get him nowhere.
If he be like you in the sports, he gonna be all right. Ain't but two men ever played baseball good as you.
And what'd it ever get me? I ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of.
Hey, Pop, can I ask you a question? How come you ain't never liked me?
What law is there say I got to like you? A man is supposed to take care of his family. You live in my house, fill your belly with my food, put your behind on my bed because you're my son.
How I explain it, and to use baseball as a good reference, Denzel Washington was hitting home runs the entire movie, and then Viola Davis comes in and hits a grand slam.
The thing about all of the characters that August Wilson writes is that while you might not, like, at the end of the day agree with them, they all have these great bits of humanity that you can identify with.
Overall, Fences is an important cultural touchstone and definitely worth seeing for its themes alone.
The rest of this discussion can be found online at La Grande Alive TV.
In sports, the high school basketball team snuck in between storms this weekend to actually play some basketball. The result was only meh, however. The La Grande Boy Tigers losing their first game against Hermiston last Saturday to Hermiston 54-62. It was a close game all the way up to the final half-court shot, the score going back and forth until the final minutes, in which the Hermiston Bulldogs pulled ahead and finished strong at home, giving the Tigers their first taste of long, quiet bus rides home of the season. The Tigers are still 2-0 in league games, however, as their game against Herman was non-league. The Tigers rallied themselves several days later, though, beating Nissa 44-32. Their next game is this weekend against the Dowls. If the weather lets us through the pass, that is. Elgin boys didn't have such a great weekend either, taking two to the teeth against first Grant Union 32-49 and then second Enterprise 42-54 the next day. Union did a little bit better, winning 1 out of 2. Their loss against Imbler 24-50, followed by a rebound win against Grant Union 40-29 the next day. Imbler had only one losing game against Union and so came out of the weekend a big fat 1-0. The Lady Tigers had only one game this weekend also. The other one canceled because of the weather. They beat Ontario at home 52-32. The Elgin Ladies dropped 2 against Grant Union 18-51 and Enterprise 21-50. Ouch. Union girls also sunk it, and not as in a lot of points, losing first to Imbler 27-49 and then to Grant Union the next day 18-47. Double ouch. And as with the boys, Imbler had only one game against Union, though for the girls it was a winning game. Overall, the girls are, as of this weekend, still cold and hungry for wins, waiting in their hometowns for this cold spell to pass. And yes, you know what time it is. Time for the big ATM Around the Mountain with Evan and Chris, EOU Sports in 90 seconds, more or less.
I'm Evan House.
And I'm Chris Duarte of EOU Athletics.
This is Around the Mountain in about 90 seconds.
Women's basketball dropped 2 games on the road this weekend. Saturday, the Mounties lost to number 4 Southern Oregon 77-68. The following day, Sunday, EOU lost a close one to Oregon Tech 69-65. Maya Ayu-Diaz averaged 21.5 points and 4.5 rebounds during that stretch. EOU is back on the road this weekend, Friday and Saturday, to face Northwest Christian and Corbin at 5:30.
The men's basketball team suffered its first defeats in Cascade Conference play. Saturday, EOU lost to SOU 97-94 with Brian McGriff dropping 30 points and 10 rebounds. Sunday, the Blue and Gold lost to Oregon Tech 98-81. The Mounties are now in a 3-way tie for first in the CCC and return to the court Friday at Northwest Christian.
EOU track and field opened its season this past weekend at the Ed Jacoby Invitational. Senior Matthew Kirkendall's time of 8.29 in the 60-meter hurdles is now number 1 in the books for Eastern, breaking an 8-year record. Some of the other highlights included Paige Dodd finishing 3rd in the pentathlon with 3,050 points, marking her 3rd in the record books. Morgan Reddington with a 5.2-meter long jump, 3rd in the EOU record books, and Peyton Jolly tied 5th in the record books with a 5.09-meter long jump. Track and field returns to action this Friday at the Bronco Invitational in Nampa.
The EOU women's wrestling team took 7th in the Oregon Classic this weekend. Lisa McGargy and Jessica Hart posted 2-1 records, while Cassie Freeman, Michaela Grimm, and Viviani Perez also picked up wins for EOU. The women return to the mat January 22nd at the Clackamas Open.
That's the latest news in EOU Athletics. Stay tuned next week as we take you around the mountain in about 90 seconds.
For more information, visit www.eusports.com.
And that's your weekly Newsish Roundup. This roundup was brought to you by Grande Hospital, Northwest Furniture and Mattress, Anything2Digital.com, and Direct Music Source. Please like and share this video and tune in to LaGrandeLive.tv for more local content. I'm Will Bowman.